Secretary of State Marco Rubio setting out to remake the State Department as he faces international crises from the fragile Israel-Hamas ceasefire to Russia's war on Ukraine. Let's bring in Kurt Volker, the former U.S. ambassador to NATO and a former U.S. special representative for Ukraine negotiations. So the new Secretary of State is hitting the ground running. As I said, he's got a lot to deal with. First, the situation in Ukraine. Vladimir Putin says he's ready to negotiate. What do you think that means?
Well, I think it means that the pressure that President Trump is beginning to put on is starting to get to him. We have seen President Trump's commitment to lowering energy prices globally, oil and gas production in the U.S. going up, exports going up, calling on Saudi Arabia to do more and OPEC. So I think that's one. Two, he's not lifting the sanctions that have been put in place on Russian energy, especially in the very last days of the Biden administration. I think Putin is observing that. And so he's trying to position himself now to tell President Trump, oh, I'm willing to negotiate. At the moment, however, it's not very sincere, because in the same breath that he says he's willing to talk, he says that President Zelensky of Ukraine is not willing to talk. And he points to a 2022 decree where Zelensky said, oh, we can't talk as long as the war is going on. That is a deflection from Putin's own desire to continue the war. The reality is that Zelensky has said many times he's ready to end the war, and we need Putin to do that too.
He must be just unbelieving that this war that he thought would have him in control of Kyiv in a few days has stretched on as long as it has, and it can't be good for the Russian economy and frankly, the Russian population, the number of soldiers he's lost.
It is absolutely incredible, the devastation that President Putin has wrought on the Russian economy and the Russian military. They have inflation now that is out of control. They have interest rates in Russia that are at 21%. And the recommendation of the central bank would have been to raise them even further to rein in inflation, and Putin said no. They have a labor shortage because they've thrown so many people into the military effort, they can't keep up with production in Russia. And meanwhile, they have lost as many as 700,000 people to the war, at least a third of those killed, and then the others wounded, but then less functional. Even in just 2024 alone, over 400,000 people. So this is very, very difficult for Vladimir Putin right now.